High-altitude rangelands contribute significantly to the economy, food and water security, nutrition and health, and biodiversity conservation in Bhutan. Rangelands in Bhutan are integral components of protected areas, biological corridors, and state and community forests. In the present ongoing climate crisis, rangelands are extremely important for climate change mitigation and adaptation of Bhutan, and offer good opportunities for nature-based solutions to many societal challenges. The government of Bhutan is in the process of redistributing grazing areas, or tsamdros, to the needed herders and requires that the herders have a proper management plan to manage the assigned grazing areas. Using fire to manage rangelands and pastures has been an age-old tradition in Bhutan. It has the advantages of being fast and economical. In many countries, people use prescribed burns or controlled burning to achieve multiple ecologically and environmentally beneficial management goals, such as sustaining open grasslands and fostering healthier native plant communities, curbing the proliferation of undesirable and invasive species in grasslands, enhancing soil fertility, improving wildlife habitat, benefiting livestock development and pastoralism, and reducing forest fires. Under the Forest and Nature Conservation Act of Bhutan 2023, the government of Bhutan acknowledges fire as a strategic tool for managing deteriorated ecosystems. However, fire is also dangerous and can lead to disaster, threatening human lives, properties, and the environment if it is not set properly and by the right people at the right time. To support the implementation of the Forest and Conservation Acts of Bhutan and the government initiative for tsamdro redistribution and regulate the use of fires for tsamdro and wildlife habitat management, the Department of Forests and Park Services, in collaboration with the Department of Livestock, under the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, the National Land Commission Secretariat and pastoral communities developed a standard operational procedures for use of prescribed burn to manage rangelands for wildlife habitats and livestock grazing with the support of ICIMOD. This SOP standardizes the procedures for using prescribed burns in Bhutan's rangeland management. It is designed for individuals and organizations involved in planning, approving, implementing, and monitoring prescribed burns on rangelands to support wildlife habitats and domestic livestock grazing. Primary users include managers and policymakers from forestry, agriculture, livestock, and local government authorities. This video is developed out of this SOP and explains the 6 key steps for conducting a prescribed burn of rangelands for wildlife habitat management and livestock grazing. 6 steps for planning and implementing prescribed burns. Step 1. Reviewing related policies and regulations and obtaining formal approval. Before initiating prescribed burning, a thorough review of relevant policies and regulations and acquisition of formal approval is paramount to ensure legal adherence, safety, environmental preservation, community involvement, and operation efficacy. It is crucial to assess the applicability and specifications of state, district, and local rules and regulations governing prescribed burning in your area. Step 2. Evaluating the target area for prescribed burn. After regulation review, the second step is to evaluate the site planned for prescribed burn. In this step, we should gather information and assess amount and type of fuels to be burned, the topography of the site, including slope, aspect, and elevation. Understanding terrain features helps in planning fire breaks and controlling the direction of the fire. The soil characteristics, including texture, moisture content, and organic matter. Soil conditions influence fire spread and intensity. The presence of wildlife habitats in the area. Timing the prescribed burn is crucial to minimize impacts on nesting birds, hibernating animals, or other sensitive species for ecological conservation. The cultural and historical significance of the site. Some areas may have archaeological or cultural importance, and these considerations should be integrated into the planning process. Adjacent land utilization to prevent the unintentional spread of fire to unintended areas. It is essential to protect neighboring properties, infrastructure, and other sensitive areas. Access to firefighting personnel and equipment. Safety considerations including escape routes and emergency response plans should be well defined. The purpose of the evaluation is to determine what is the intended objective of the burn, what type of fire prescription is needed, what conditions are needed to meet the objective of the burn, what would be the time frame within which the burn should be conducted. Step 3. Preparing a burn plan. A burn plan must be developed for every proposed prescribed burn. The burn plan concerns the operational strategy, outlining activities to be carried out on a specific burning day. A burn plan should include the following information. Map. Detailed maps delineating the burn boundaries, neighboring landowners, topographical features, and existing and planned controlled lines. Burn objective. Clearly define the specific goals of the burn, such as reducing shrub coverage or enhancing grass growth by a certain percentage. These objectives serve as the foundation for establishing the parameters governing the burn operation. Burn unit description. Provide an overview of the fuel types present in the burn area and the terrain characteristics. Highlight any variation in vegetation density or moisture levels within the area, as these factors significantly influence fire behavior and planning. Adjacent land description. Assess the fuel types and terrain features adjoining the burn unit, particularly areas susceptible to fire from wind-blown sparks arising from the burn. Areas of concern. Identify and elaborate on potential safety, health, or smoke-related hazards both within and outside the burn area. Outline mitigation measures to address these concerns, facilitating awareness among stakeholders. Persons to be contacted. List all neighbors and local authority names and telephone numbers. Each of these entities should be contacted as part of the burn plan preparation phase. It is important to contact local authorities and fire personnel during the planning stage to ensure the burn complies with local laws. Acceptable burning parameters. This part is the key for the fire prescription. You should list the range of conditions that must be met at the time the prescribed burn is to take place. The following parameters should be included. Time of year. The best time of the year to burn is from March to May month. when weather conditions and moisture content of the fuel are most conducive for conducting prescribed burns. This always depends on the burn objective. Time of day, the best time of the day to conduct the burning operation. Remember that in Bhutan, most of the sites are mountainous and microclimate varies from place to place. Usually, gust winds start around 10 a.m. and burning becomes risky thereafter. Relative humidity range. As much as possible, implement prescribed burning when relative humidity is between 40 and 55%, when the fire behaves relatively mildly. When the relative humidity drops below 30%, burning can become dangerous. Wind speed range. Greater wind speed helps smoke to disperse. However, in a mountain context, it also increases the risks of fire escape as it has a great impact on the flame height and rate of fire spread. Generally, wind speed between 1 and 3 miles per hour is preferable. Temperature range. Under most prescribed burning objectives, air temperature for late winter to early spring burn should range from 20 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Soil moisture. Soil temperature has a great influence on fire behaviors and the impact of burning on plants and soil organisms. Damp soil protects the root zones of grasses, forbs, and trees from being killed during a fire. It also protects soil microorganisms. For most prescribed burning objectives, the soil should be damp to moderately wet. Allowable wind directions. Wind directions usually depend on the location of smoke-sensitive areas, control lines and structures, type of fuels inside and outside the burn area, and topography. Firing methods. Firing ignition techniques. List the firing methods that can safely achieve the burn objective. See Annex 1 for firing techniques. Fire escape contingency plan. Prepare a step-by-step contingency plan in case the fire escapes the burn site. All crew members should review this section of the plan before the prescribed burn is initiated. A burn plan not only helps us to prepare a prescribed burn carefully and thoughtfully, but also provides detailed information to others who might be involved in implementing the burn or affected by the implementation of the burn, such as members of your fire crew, the local authorities, and neighbors. Step 4. Making pre-burn preparation. Once the burn plan has been developed, the subsequent steps will be to finalize all necessary preparations to ensure the burn is conducted legally, safely, and efficiently. Review and approve the burn plan, while fulfilling any additional obligations mandated by laws or regulations. Compile a comprehensive checklist of equipment and resources required for the burning operation. Please refer to Annex 3 for the template of equipment and resources preparation checklist. Notify the public about the impending burn, including specific burning time, location, scope, precautions, etc. Establish control lines by physically clearing vegetation using hand tools, chainsaws, or other handheld equipment. The width of the fire break is determined by factors such as vegetation type, fire behavior, and desired control level. Deploy trained staff. Supervision by trained staff is crucial for ensuring the safe and effective execution of the burn. Trained personnel play a vital role in implementing the burn plan, managing fire behavior, and mitigating potential risks. Assess water availability near burn sites. This is a critical aspect of pre-burn preparation for prescribed burning operations. This assessment involves evaluating the proximity and accessibility of water sources that can be utilized for firefighting and burn management purposes. Step 5. Conducting burning operation. Verify that all requirements for burning operations are fulfilled. By referring to Annex 1 for acceptable parameters and Annex 4 for pre-burn checklist. Provide comprehensive briefings to all field crews regarding the responsibilities during burning operations. Conduct a trial burn in a small area. Performing a trial burn is crucial for evaluating fire behavior under specific conditions on the scheduled burning day. Through careful execution of a trial burn, the field crew can acquire valuable insights and confidence to ensure the safe execution of the main prescribed burn. Initiate the burning operation from designated points on the site and proceed accordingly.
I have a 25-man fire crew here with all the equipments necessary for suppressing the fire. We have water pack bags, we have racks, we have fire flappers, and we have the drone maneuvering and surveying the area, or monitoring the area if there is any risks of fire escaping into the near adjoining areas.
Implement mop-up operations. Extinguishing burned areas. Mop-up operations are indispensable for safely concluding prescribed burning activities, mitigating environmental impacts, reducing the threat of wildfires, and safeguarding public safety. Although extinguishing fire embers may require several hours, the mop-up operations are effective.
For the mopping exercise, the fire crew will be actually mopping downslope, which means that they will be starting from the top of the slope and then slowly descending to the base of the fire. So the mopping exercise will tentatively take around 2 hours, and approximately we will be using 1,500 liters to suppress the whole fire here.
Step 6. Making post-burn evaluation, monitoring, and reporting. Post-burn activities, including elevation, reporting, and monitoring, are crucial components of prescribed burning and are designed to evaluate the effectiveness of the burn, monitor ecological responses, and ensure that the desired objectives have been met. Post-burn activities are essential for learning from each prescribed burn, refining management strategies, and maximizing ecological benefits while minimizing potential risks. Regular monitoring and evaluation contribute to the prescribed burning program's overall success and sustainability. The post-burn activities should include all or some of the following depending on the specific situation. Check if the fire was contained within designated zones. Check the effectiveness of fire breaks in preventing fire spread beyond the designated area. Compare the results of the prescribed burn with the initial objectives outlined in the burn plan. Assess whether the burn achieved its intended goals for fuel reduction, habitat improvement, or ecosystem restoration. Assess the extent to which the targeted vegetation and fuels have been consumed, considering the overall fuel reduction objectives. Monitor the recovery and regrowth of vegetation in the burned area. Observe and document changes in wildlife habitat and behavior following the prescribed burn. Evaluate changes in soil composition, nutrient levels, and organic matter content. Examine water runoff from the burned area to assess potential impacts on water quality. Document all post-burn observations, including ecological changes, wildlife sightings, and any unexpected outcomes. Based on the post-burn assessment, adjust future prescribed burns as needed. Adaptive management allows for continuous improvement in achieving management objectives. Share information about the prescribed burn, its outcomes, and the ecological benefits with the public and stakeholders. This helps build understanding and support for prescribed burning programs. Continue monitoring the burned area over an extended period to track the long-term ecological changes and ensure the ecosystem's resilience. Special considerations. Smoke management. Smoke management should be considered all the steps of planning and implementing prescribed burning to minimize the impact on air quality and public health. This is achieved through careful consideration of weather conditions, including wind patterns. The following aspects should be considered to reduce the detrimental effects of smoke. Waste management. Waste management in prescribed burning involves handling and disposing of the waste generated during the burning process in an environmentally responsible manner. Being culturally sensitive. Prescribed burns should prioritize areas of cultural importance and consult local communities to honor their beliefs, traditions, and environmental concerns. Documentation and archiving. Proper documentation provides valuable information for future planning, research, and evaluation. Documentation and reporting play a crucial role in accountability, knowledge transfer, and continuous improvement within prescribed burning programs. They serve as a foundation for learning from past experiences and ensuring the ongoing effectiveness and safety of prescribed fire.